I'm Archie Luxury and welcome to the program. Today I'd like to talk about educating your kids for when you cark it, kick the bucket, die. Or as Patek Philippe would say, preparing the next generation for their responsibility. And I've been a huge fan of the Patek Philippe advertisements, which say basically you never actually own a Patek Philippe, you merely look after it for the next generation. But these next generation, you got to get these fuckers prepped. You got to get these fuckers interested in the craft and to understand what is special about luxury watches. And it doesn't matter if it's a Patek, a Rolex, or a special sports Omega. You need to lay the ground rules now. Otherwise, the money will be spent. They will be fucking sold on the flea. Or to worst, even worse than on the flea, is to a pawn shop. And let me tell you a sad story. As I was told you, I was mentoring those young youths, the 17-year-old and the 20-year-old. Anyhow, it turns out the 17-year-old, he's got a friend, a best friend, who recently inherited $30,000. Okay. And what happened? He spent $20,000 over the period of about 2 weekends. And this went on hotel accommodation, hookers, booze, and drugs. And what can you fucking say? I mean, $20,000. I mean, for $20,000, I paid just under $20,000 for my Patek annual calendar. And this is the thing. Can you imagine giving one of these young fuckers a piece like a Patek annual calendar? The little fuckers, for starters, they wouldn't realize the true worth of the watch. They'd probably sell it to a fucking asshole fucking pawn shop or second-hand dealer who would give you a fraction of what it's worth. And then that money will probably be spent on drugs, booze, and hookers. And it's a fucking scary thing there. And I think you've got a responsibility to prep the new generation for their responsibility. And it starts by explaining to them why these watches are special. You need to explain to them, why is a Patek Philippe so special? What makes a Breguet so amazing? What makes a Rolex or an Omega amazing? And you need to prepare this next generation for what makes these pieces wonderful. And hopefully, these nasty fuckers, they will inherit the pieces and they will look after them and cherish them for the material possessions that they are. They will love them. They will care for them. They will worship them just like you have. And I've already started. I've got my young 7-year-old son. I'm already asking him, which one would you prefer if Daddy died? I said, what would you like? When Daddy dies, which Patek do you want? The annual calendar or the Calatrava? And he's a huge fan of the annual calendar. So I want to try and, I've got to try and explain the virtues of why, the Calatrava is still sexy. Even though it's not a complication, it's still a fucking sexy piece. And we're working on that. We're starting the education process now. And this is the whole thing. You can't expect your children or heirs to look after material possessions you've left for them if you have not explained the significance. If you have not explained to them why you've got that air of superiority about you. You need to explain it to them and get them interested in the craft. And if the fuckers if they don't go to the luxury watches, at least get them to realize what they are, box papers, and how to sell the fucking thing through a top auction house. And there's nothing worse than some fucking pawn shop buying your prized possessions at a fraction of its true worth. And it's also very important, as a collector myself, I've got to explain to my wife and loved ones that the books I own are all very, very valuable. They're rare. I mean, I've paid a lot of money for old advertisements with the models of watches that I own. The Patek 5035, I just tracked down an advertisement with a 5035 like mine on it. So, I paid a bit of money for that ad. So I want to try and explain to them why this is so important, why it's so special, and I've also got to give them instructions on, with the Patek, yes, it's wonderful, it's beautiful, etc., but you can't take it swimming. I got to explain to them the buckle's worth a fucking $2,000. Don't lose that fucking buckle. Don't just put a normal strap on and then discard it with the gold buckle that's worth fucking $2,000 fucking dollars. And these are all important things. Preparing the next generation for the process. And hopefully, I really hope, with my beautiful watch collection, my luxury goods collection, I'm really hoping that they will cherish them and worship them like I do. And look, it's a hard thing to say. There's no guarantees in life. You never fucking know how this shit pans out. But I gotta say, at the moment, I'm going through the process with the young'uns, and the sad thing is, the other children that I was trying to help out, I actually wanted to leave them something, but the fuckers would sell it. They'd sell it and buy booze or drugs or something. So you got to be so careful with prepping the new generation. And a Patek Philippe, people don't always understand why it's so special. And I really am trying to test them out. And I'll tell you a story. I know someone who they gave their kids a Rolex each. It's a vintage Rolex, not a new Rolex, on a leather strap. And they just waited. They said, you can keep it, you can sell it. A little time later, both the kids came back and said, can you sell it for me? He said, okay, that's fine, I'll sell them. He paid them the money. That was the test. They do not inherit the collection. They just forfeited their right. And sometimes you got to set, and this is a very clever thing. Now, let me give you another example. If you had a huge lotto win, what would you do? Now, some of us would like to share it with family and friends. But you know what I think the best thing to do is? Before you start doling this money out, you say to the recipients, I'm really hard up. Can you lend me $1,000? Please. I need $1,000 for a month. I'll give it back to you. Please, can you lend me $1,000 and I'll pay you back, I promise. And just see how many of your fucking friends and family would actually lend you the $1,000. And that's a very interesting experiment, because some of them will fucking let you down. So I think it's really a good idea to run an experiment and see how these fuckers respond. And the same thing goes when you're leaving watches to loved ones. Are they fucking worthy of the brand? Are they worthy of the mark? And only you can determine this. So I think a range of tests and tribulations is the way to go. And I'm setting up some tests and things at the moment. And if the fuckers don't pass, right? If they fuckers don't pass, they won't be fucking receiving my luxury watches. That's for fucking sure. And this is a very good test. I'm Archie Luxury, and please enjoy this soundtrack, which is just coming up, where it's got I'm preparing my son for one day when he gets to get one of my Pateks. Thank you very much and enjoy.
It's got the right date.
So out of these two watches here, the yellow gold or the white gold, which one would you prefer?
Well, I know that one's on the correct date and that one's on the false date.
Which one's a better watch? Which watch?
This one!
Why is that? The yellow gold one?
Yeah.
Why?
Because you just have to change the date up to 26.
Why is which one do you want?
This one!
Why? Why the annual?
Because it's cool.
Why?
Look, you just have to adjust the time and then it'll be exactly 100% time.
What do you like about this one better?
Look at it.
What?
Look at those two thingies.
Eyes.
Tell you. Yeah.
Tells you the month and the day.
Yeah.
You like that?
Yeah.
How come?
Because it's cool.
It's cool.
Yeah, of course it is.
Why
Because it's gold.
Which one do you want then?
This one.
The annual calendar?
Yeah.
Or you want the white gold one? The white's really cool.
Can I show off and get $1 million on? Hey guys.
No,
Wah.
they're not Rolexes.
Aww.
So what do you think then?
Can't really tell the difference except this one's got accurate time and that one's not. Yay!
That's it then, isn't
Yeah, I didn't hear it.
Hello, I'm Sister Lana from Calatrava Diocese. I'm a huge fan of Father Archie Luxury. He's so amazing. He has a message from God. Archie is a huge fan of Holy Trinity. The Catholic Church is a huge fan of Patek Philippe. Jesus would not wear an ETA-based wristwatch. I have it on good ground that St. Peter wears a Vacheron. Mother Mary wears a 2-ton Rolex Lady date just with diamond dial. Judas wore a Panerai, the watch of true evil man. Please join me on the sharing the Archie Luxury program with all luxury watch lovers. Я люблю тебя, Archie Luxury. Жить не могу без тебя.
Do you mind if I stay for a while? All snuggle up in each other's arm. Do you mind if I stay by your side? Just looking at you all the time to go